The contrast between the Mediterranean diet and the typical Western diet has long been a subject of interest for nutrition scientists, public health advocates, and increasingly, individuals seeking better health through lifestyle changes. What's striking in recent research is not just that the Mediterranean diet leads to better outcomes over time, but that biological improvements can begin to take shape in as little as 1 week. This short window of transformation, reflected in metabolomic profiles, inflammatory markers, and gut microbiota, underscores how responsive the human body is to dietary quality and balance. Even a brief shift in how and what we eat can trigger a cascade of health-promoting changes that reach far beyond the kitchen table. The Mediterranean diet emphasizes whole, minimally processed foods, plenty of vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, olive oil, fish, and whole grains, with modest dairy, wine, and red meat. In contrast, the standard Western diet tends to be heavy in red and processed meats, refined grains, sugary beverages, saturated fats, and ultra-processed snacks. These choices, over time, are associated with increased rates of obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and metabolic dysfunction. But where things get especially compelling is in the biological shifts that occur within mere days of switching from one pattern to the other. Studies using metabolomics, a sophisticated method for analyzing small molecules in blood, urine, and tissues, have shown that within a week of transitioning from a Western diet to a Mediterranean one, key biomarkers begin to shift. Levels of circulating lipids such as LDL cholesterol and triglycerides may start to decrease. Antioxidant markers and anti-inflammatory compounds, like certain polyphenol and carotenoids, become more abundant. The balance of short-chain fatty acids in the gut, produced by beneficial microbes fermenting fiber, increases, helping to regulate immune function and insulin sensitivity. Glucose metabolism improves as insulin becomes more effective at moving sugar into cells, reducing spikes in blood sugar and lowering the inflammatory burden. These changes are not just theoretical. Clinical trials have observed measurable improvements in endothelial function, blood pressure, and systemic inflammation in as little as 5 to 7 days. Even the expression of certain genes related to inflammation and lipid metabolism can be altered during this brief dietary shift. It's as though the body, when given the right inputs, begins to recalibrate itself almost immediately. And this recalibration is not simply cosmetic. It lays the foundation for long-term resistance against chronic diseases. In the context of type 2 diabetes, for instance, one of the most striking benefits of the Mediterranean diet is its ability to improve insulin sensitivity rapidly. When fiber-rich, low-glycemic foods replace high-sugar, refined products, the pancreas doesn't need to work as hard, and insulin levels begin to stabilize. This is crucial because insulin resistance is often a silent process, beginning years before a diabetes diagnosis, yet highly reversible in its early stages through dietary intervention. The same goes for heart health. Lowering oxidized LDL, reducing arterial inflammation, and boosting HDL cholesterol can all begin to shift in the right direction with just a week of nutrient-dense meals rich in monounsaturated fats and omega-3s. The gut microbiome, too, is highly dynamic and responsive. Within days of changing what we eat, the microbial populations in our intestines begin to evolve. Fiber and polyphenol-rich foods nourish beneficial bacteria like Bifidobacterium and Lactobacillus, while reducing species linked to inflammation and metabolic dysfunction. These microbes, in turn, generate metabolites that influence brain function, immunity, and even mood, suggesting that a Mediterranean meal plan may offer near-term benefits that extend far beyond physical health. What this means, ultimately, is that the human body is not only resilient but highly adaptive. We are not locked into our current metabolic state. While long-term commitment to healthy eating is essential for disease prevention and longevity, the early wins that come from even a single week of better food choices are significant. They provide immediate feedback, biological encouragement to keep going. This is hopeful news for anyone feeling overwhelmed by the idea of overhauling their diet. One doesn't need to wait months or years to see results. The transformation begins now, on a cellular level, often before we even feel it. In an age where chronic illness is rising and food systems are becoming increasingly industrialized, the message is clear. Small, consistent changes can have rapid and meaningful impacts. Choosing a handful of nuts over a bag of chips, an olive oil-dressed salad over fast food, or grilled fish over processed meat isn't just about calorie counts. It's a decision that resonates through the body's inner chemistry, reinforcing vitality and restoring balance. The Mediterranean diet offers not only a delicious path forward, but a scientifically validated invitation to health, one plate at a time.